Sometimes you just need to grab your keys and disappear off to the mountains. But before you hit the road in search of dusty sunsets, it's worth spending a little bit of time setting your bike up for the trip ahead. Now, the Royal Enfield Himalayan is built to be a versatile motorcycle that can take on everything from city streets to the gnarliest mountain track. With that in mind, it's customizable so you can set it up for the terrain you're going to ride and for how you like to ride it. Now, first up, we're going to want to sort these foot pegs out. If you're going to go anywhere near water, mud or puddles, you're going to want to remove the footrest rubbers. For that, you're going to need a 4mm Allen key. The footrest rubbers are there to reduce vibration when you're traveling longer highway mileages. But off-road, we're going to want to access the enduro-style foot peg below for better grip on our boots in slippery terrain. To remove them, simply undo the two 4mm Allen key bolts beneath the foot peg. With the bolts removed, the footrest rubber will lift off from the top, ready to go. At this point, it's worth putting the bolts back into the footrest rubber and storing it somewhere safe for when you're back on the smooth road. Now, if you're riding off-road and riding standing up, you're going to want to lift the rear brake lever slightly higher to make it easier to access. All the better for doing skids with. To do so, we're going to loosen this lock nut here using a 10mm spanner. With the lock nut undone, we rotate this shaft as shown, and you'll see the tip of the brake lever pedal moving upwards. It's really important that we don't twist the boot on the bottom of the master cylinder, and we must also make sure we don't undo the thread too far from the clevis. A guideline for this is to use the measured spanner, and we don't want the bottom of the lever to go any further than this mark. Once you've set the lever to your desired position, spin the lock nut down and tighten it up against the bottom of the clevis. And there we are. Your back brake is now raised to make it easier when you're riding standing up. The Himalayan comes with a handy underseat toolkit to keep your adventure rolling. It's accessed using the key on the side of the seat here. The majority of the tools are stored under the pillion seat, with the exception of the adapter for the front wheel spindle, which is in the under tray. For off-road riding, the position of the handlebars can be adjusted forward or backwards in the clamp to suit your style. Loosen the two rear pinch bolts first, then the front two. Then rotate the handlebar slightly forward or slightly back into your preferred position. Before you tighten the pinch bolts, make sure that the knurled part of the bar sits evenly under each clamp. Tighten the front pinch bolts first, all the way down. There should be no gap on the front edge. Second, tighten the two rear pinch bolts and turn the handlebars lock to ensure all the controls work as expected. Both the front brake and clutch lever positions can be adjusted slightly up or slightly down to suit your riding style. To do so, you'll need an 8mm socket, slightly loosen the lower of the two pinch bolts. Then you can rotate the lever on the bar until it's in your preferred position. Once you're happy, tighten the pinch bolt back up, double check the lever is secure on the handlebar, and then check its operation both sitting and standing with the bars fully right or fully left. Now, riding off-road, especially in technical terrain, will give your clutch a real workout. So you're going to want to keep an eye on the free play in your clutch cable. Now, the official measurement is there should be between 9 and 11mm of play at the end of the lever. The trail side measurement is there should be a little bit of free play in it. By free play, I mean this bit here, before it actually starts pulling on the cable. To adjust it, slide the boot off the barrel adjuster, loosen the lock nut, and then to tighten the cable, undo the barrel, to loosen the cable, tighten it back up. When you're happy the slack's set correctly, nip the lock nut back up, slide the cover back on, and wheelie off into the sunset. For riding off-road, especially in larger motocross boots, it's good to have the gear lever lifted slightly higher, so when you're standing up, shifting gears is easier. You need a 5mm Allen key to undo the pinch bolt on the gear lever. With the bolt removed, you can slide the lever off the shaft, rotate it slightly on the splines, and reinsert. If you look on the end of the shaft, there is a pin dot indicating the standard position of the lever. Once you've adjusted the position, drop the bolt back in and tighten it initially by hand. Then do a final tightening with your 5mm Allen key, stand up on the bike and check the function of the lever before you ride off. Not every adjustment requires you to crack out the toolkit. The Royal Enfield Himalayan is designed to suit all kinds of terrain, and it has riding modes in reflection of this. By pressing the mode button on the right-hand switch cube, you will highlight on the dash which mode the bike is in. You can do this with the ignition on and the engine off, or with the bike at a standstill and running. The four rider modes are Performance mode with ABS on, Eco mode with ABS on, Performance mode with ABS off, and Eco mode with ABS off. If you're looking to tackle some gnarly, rugged terrain and your riding skills are appropriate, you can use Performance or Eco mode with ABS off, which will give you finer control when the going gets really tough. So that's it for adventure prep. You're ready to go, you're ready to explore, and you're ready to do what the Himalayan does best: adventure.